Well, stories were that the number one target of Ruben Amorim as a number 9 was none other than Viktor Gyökeres. And guess what? We've finally gotten to know that the player has snubbed Manchester United. He has obviously given Arsenal his priority, and he's not ready to listen to words of Ruben Amorim. However much you are the man that really made me, you don't deserve me to play for you, because I don't see a clear picture at Manchester United. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we will upload in here on a daily. Rock and David is the name that you are really listening to right now, and you are watching the in video, right? So let's continue to subscribe because we want to hit the magic number of 21,000 subscribers, and let's do that in a nick of time. Now, Record Portugal yesterday came up and obviously said the agent of Viktor Gyokeres, Hassan Sentinkaya, has reportedly informed Man United that Gyokeres has chosen not to move to them this summer. Man United is no longer an option for him. So that was the agent that first made this call. First, you understand? After the agent made that call, obviously it was something that came through from a source from Portugal, that is Record Portugal, and people were like, can we really get in a tier 1 journalist that can obviously come through and really verify this? And Fabrizio Romano came up later in the evening saying that Viktor Gyokeres' priority is to join Arsenal this summer despite calls from Man United in the recent weeks. Gyokeres always an option amid Sesko talks with no deal sealed so far. Arsenal keep assessing situation. United remain keen but believe deal now more likely. That's what we've gone ahead to get in through from Fabrizio Romano, meaning that Manchester United is out of the queue. You understand? And why have I called a betrayal? Because it is Ruben Amorim amongst all managers that saw potential in Viktor Gyokeres in 2023 when he was getting him from Coventry City. Remember, the manager of Manchester United was made the manager of Sporting Lisbon in 2020, meaning that he was there for 4 seasons. You understand? So, in his first 3 seasons, he was like, I'm okay with what is happening at my club as far as the forward line is really concerned. But in 2023 summer, he was like, let me go to Coventry, a team that was playing, I think, in the championship, and really get him this guy who has gone ahead, obviously, score very many goals. So that is Viktor Gyokeres. So I think that in cases like this, you'd offer first priority maybe to a manager who really knows you better. And for a player, I would have gone ahead to say, all right, this manager has turned me into the monster that I've gone ahead to become in as far as scoring goals is concerned. Why don't I give him first priority? And if you give him first priority, it means a lot. But if he has not obviously gone ahead to hinge that onto what I've just gone ahead to really explain out, then something is not okay with the club of Manchester United, because that only would have gone ahead to see this man convince this player to join the club of Manchester United. One will ask, like, where did it happen when a club is not even playing in Europe or playing in the Champions League and the player came in through? Lisandro Martinez was a player that Arsenal scouted in from the December of 2021. Come the summer, Arsenal had already gone ahead to talk to his agent and they had gone ahead to work on the deal. But as Arsenal was progressing to sign the player and everything was almost done, the player got hold of his phone and called the manager, that is Erik ten Hag, that please, Arsenal is taking me, but if at all you are needing me, I'm coming to you. You understand? So that has ever happened. You know, Anthony had very many suitors, but ended up at Manchester United, you know, and very many other players that have gone ahead to be convinced to come and join us and really play for us. You know, the likes of Paul Ebile Pogba coming in through. Some people say it's because of the money, but Jose Mourinho was a big factor convincing Zlatan Ibrahimovic to come to Manchester United. Big factor. So I think the reason as to why this guy went ahead to betray Ruben Amorim, that is Gyökeres, is because of the situation in which this club is into. I've always told you that when you look at his age, he's now 27. He has like 5 years while competing at the elite level of the game. He can even go 10, but I'm talking about Europe elite leagues. You understand? So, when you really weigh out the two projects, one of Manchester United and that of Arsenal, which project is more promising? I think that's of Arsenal. It is really lacking maybe Gyökeres to complete the puzzle, but for United, they're really lacking lots of things to complete the puzzle. United is into the construction stage. We are into the foundation stage. So we should all admit that Gyökeres betrayed the manager for the right reason. And there is another factor of the money. You understand? You know, there is another factor of the money. You understand? The money factor is really very important. Why? Manchester United doesn't have cash right now. If Viktor Gyökeres had to come to Manchester United, he needed to wait. If you get me right, he needed to wait until when this deal has gone ahead to come to all to happen. Like the deal of Rashford or Garnacho, you know? And this guy is not here to wait. Why isn't he here to wait? Because we all know to it that last season he wanted to move on, but he never moved on. And this time round, he will go and seize that opportunity that is really available. And amongst all clubs that are really interested in him, I think Arsenal is the club that can do the needful for him as a player. And I think he has gone ahead to make a very good decision. And for me, as a fan of Manchester United, I'm really excited that we're not going in for him. Let's get into another player. And I saw stories being put out that if Brentford really don't accept the amount of money that United is giving, the United is obviously going to go ahead and re-sign Viktor Gyökeres. And I was like, that is really impossible, because the problem at Manchester United is not all about a striker. It's all about an Mbeumo. Bring in Mbeumo and he'll create chances for any of those. You remember how Arsenal had Lacazette in there, Aubameyang, and they moved them on, and they brought in Gabriel Jesus, Kai Havertz, and how they're really going in for striker. Meaning that there is a process that you should not obviously skip. You have to follow up onto that process, and in the due course of following up that process, you really get to the best fruits possible. So I think he has gone ahead to make a sweet betrayal, and I think even Ruben Amorim knows the situation. If he really got this striker and he knows how good he is, he knows what this guy needs to thrive, and at that age, I don't think that he needs to be under a club like Manchester United that is really very, very struggling, I tell you. So that is it for now here onto the United Matters channel. And then Jacobs Ben has come up and obviously said the following: that Viktor Gyökeres prefers a move to the Premier League and would welcome an Arsenal bid, as Record Portugal reported. Arsenal still deciding between Benjamin Sesko and Gyökeres, and we are both simultaneously advancing with both deals. Gyökeres would be open to Manchester United. There has been no formal rejection, but a deal to date has never been at any advanced stage. Despite suggestions, United have not made formal approach to Sporting Lisbon. Swedish striker, one of the several options to be discussed at Manchester United. Gyökeres believes he will be allowed to leave Sporting Lisbon below 70 million euros. Arsenal have always been one to watch, but it will depend on Barca now, because he's also in ongoing talks with Benjamin Sesko at the same time with a bid for one of the two targets expected soon. Gyökeres is going to give priority to Premier League clubs despite having firm Saudi interest and a growing number of European suitors. That is it. So, for the side of this guy, he tries to give us hope. You know? He tries to give us hope. But I think this is hope that I cannot really buy. So, your thoughts on Gyökeres betraying Ruben Amorim are welcome in the comment section below. he has snubbed us and he wants to go to Arsenal. That's why the game we played against Spurs was really very important, because if you're in the Champions League, our bargaining power would have been more bigger. First video of the day, we out. Bye-bye.